Hail Kingdom! Today in Path of Exile the Third Edict we're going for our next Zero to Hero run. However, today things a little bit different. As you can see, we're starting not as complete zero. Today my goal was to create insanely overpowered lightning monk. But we ended with one button screen clearing boss melting machine by finding one insanely cool and broken interaction in this new patch. However, end goal is still the same, defeat Arbiter of Ash. But let's first of all understand how we got over there. One of the ideas was to actually test how much time it takes to defeat campaign as a new character if you already got some weapons and armors in your arsenal. Well, it takes about 4 hours if you know what to do, but this season technically I leveled already 2 monks. My Ice Chronomancer is technically Ice Damage Monk, and also I leveled Chayula with physical damage skills. It was our last Zero to Hero. So I decided to use skills that no one using, and we found this broken and completely new interaction. Falling Thunder is one of the skills that no one using, especially for leveling. And in 0.2 it was actually a pretty bad skill, because there was quality upgrades that give you ability to not consume charges. But in 0.3 we got completely new interaction. If you got quality on the skill, you will deal more damage per every power charge consumed by this skill. And yeah, this skill consumes power charges, so we need to find out how to generate power charges. Previously it was almost impossible to generate power charges in early game. So how I am able to generate these power charges all the time? Well, you don't need any secret stuff. Just one forgotten skill, Killing Palm. Previously it was dealing culling damage that instantly kills targets below certain threshold. And before it was a completely useless skill. Why would you use it if you can just one-shot enemies by basic attacks? Well, in 0.2 it not only kills enemies below certain threshold, but also if you kill enemies with the skill, you generate power charges. So all I need to do for leveling is to just kill one person with Killing Palm and then shoot Falling Thunder instantly. Yeah, I added bunch of support gems to make the skill shoot multiple projectiles, but even without it, it's just completely broken. Of course, I added charge profusion to my Killing Palm, so I'm generating 2 or even 3 charges every time, and that's completely broken. Just look over here, pow pow, we get 2 power charges, then 1 more pow, 3rd power charge, boom, and everyone is out. It's pretty cool, but not as broken as our build in the end. Turns out when you got good gear, defeating campaign is just a breeze, so it was pretty easy, although we are not unkillable. Yeah, we are running with only damage on this run, so we're just running forward, crushing enemies left and right, and sometimes being destroyed by some random one-shot big bonks. In Act 2 it was time to choose my ascendancy, and yeah, it was pretty straightforward. We're making Lightning God Monk, so we're going for Invoker with loads of extra lightning effects and damage amplificators. So after melting Act 2 boss with my combination of Tempest Flurry and Bell, we are moving forward into Act 3. That's where our first problems starting to occur, and we need to find solutions for these problems. So problem in Act 3 is actually monster density. As you can see right now, it's not a problem for me because I'm using this attack, which is called Storm Wave, and normally you're using it just to attack targets who is far away, basically as a range attack skill. But to make this skill completely brutal and screen wiping, we need to add certain support gems, and this was a main question in the chat, why I'm using Upheaval instead of Branching Fissures. Well, let's see. Branching Fissures will make our projectile, our fissure, to split into 3 parts, and after splitting it will deal less damage. We're losing no attack speed. But with Upheaval we will lose a little bit of attack speed, and also it will lower damage of each fissure, but fissure will be splitted instantly. So if you judge your build only by number on your tooltip, well, you're in trouble, because you're making this fissure that actually have less area of effect, and also it branches after, a little bit after you attack. And in this infographic we can see why Upheaval is so good. Well, take a look at Branching Fissures. Initial hit will deal full damage, but then it branches out, it covers less area, and also it deals less damage with each little fissure, while Upheaval not losing any area of effect. Therefore, it's just better to clear areas. But at the same time, while each fissure gives you less damage overall, actually they combined in the middle, so if you stand at close range and attack with the skill, well, you're dealing almost 2 times more damage. That's why I use this skill not only to clear screens, but also to clear bosses. Look, at a close range we're just melting this poor Doriani. So funnily enough, Act 3 boss is a lot easier than Act 2 boss, because at the time when we fought Act 2 boss, well, I didn't have this skill that can multiply its damage with a bell even more. Yeah, it's pretty broken. Just like that, we arrived into Act 4 and actually cleared it pretty fast. So in 4 hours we was on maps. Let's see how that character looks on maps. Yeah, we just entered maps, but as you can see, it's pretty doable. We destroy one monster with Killing Palm and then shoot lightnings all over the place. Herald of Thunder also proccing on each projectile, so it's looking just insanely crazy and brutal. The most important part was when I reached level 79. Yeah, that's where we can finally equip our most important item, our weapon of course. I prepared this completely brutal lightning elemental damage quota stuff in my latest how to craft elemental damage video, and look, it's just amazing. Now I'm just one-shotting everyone with Killing Palm, getting bunch of charges instantly, slamming with Falling Thunder and with new support gem. Nova projectiles, it just shoots all over the place, all over the screen in a circle. It's just fun, I would say. Yeah, it's just fun. But let's not forget, our main goal is to defeat Arbiter of Ash. Since, yeah, every build technically can clear basic mobs. It just should be doable, with decent gear at least, but defeating bosses and trying to do it fast, well, you need to survive, you need to deal a lot damage because bosses can one-shot you. We need to fix these problems. Also, I will need to fix my passive skill tree, because while leveling I'm just investing in damage, more elemental damage, but to actually melt bosses we need critical hit chance and critical damage bonus, especially towards the end of the game. But right now to do it we got a little problem. Well, our problem right now is actually that every skill doing the same thing. Technically they all achieving the same purpose. Killing Palm getting charges to activate Falling Thunder that will basically clear the screen. And technically we can use this combination to clear bosses. We can add some combination, build combo with Tempest Flurry and then use Falling Thunder to just melt boss in one single hit. Honestly, it's an option, but I decided it's pretty boring, since eventually I dropped these gloves, yeah, and I got an idea. These gloves gives me pretty nice and high critical hit chance, but at the same time locking critical damage bonus at 250%, which is not really bad. So I decided to check, what if we get rid out of all nodes that give us critical damage bonus and instead invest only in critical hit chance? I want to build perfect lightning damage monk, and why not to build perfect critical hit chance with this monk, 100% critical hit chance. But first of all we need to decide which skill we will get rid of, Tempest Flurry or Storm Wave. To make a decision I decided to went straight into the bridge boss fight, and yeah, it's tier 3 Zesht, so I will fight really powerful guy right now, and right now we need to decide like what is the problem in our build and what we need to change. After almost reaching Zesht, I understood that I can't get rid out of Storm Wave, because if I will use my Falling Thunder, I will lose my power charges, and there will be no power charges on the Zesht fight. Well, turns out there will be no power charges no matter what, because we don't have time to actually keep them. So I waited few attacks of Mr. Zesht, and look, damage output is overall good, but that's mostly thanks to my gear and of course basic combination of charged stuff and Tempest Flurry. So while we definitely can destroy him, well, we're not looking like a lightning god. Okay, we got something to think about, but first of all let's change my amulet. I got pretty good one, but we're playing Invoker and I got no use of this extra spirit. So in Heat of the Forge was born this insane sanctified amulet with loads of evasion, energy shield and critical hit strike, chance and damage bonus. It was time to sanctify our quota stuff too. If you don't know, basically we are rolling stuff with Divine Orb and then we can improve values or make them worse. Of course we can buy Hinikora Lock to find out outcome beforehand. But why not to just have fun? Pow! Oh yeah, +7 level to all attack skills. Great. Oh my god, we trashed our lightning roll. Bollocks. Anyway, we have almost the same damage, a little bit lower than before, but that's fine. Okay, let's get back to build. While Killing Palm got 76% of critical hit chance on a tooltip, actually it's 100% critical hit chance against enemies with a full life thanks for my passive skill tree. And it raises to 96% thanks for my power charges. Thanks for our new spirit buff. Yeah, charge regulation gives you insane power and survival when you're affected by different charges, and we're affected by most of them all the time. But main problem still exists. We need so much time to actually generate power charges and then activate our ability. So this combo is cool, but it's cool when you're leveling. Right now we need something easier. What if I can just press a button and clear whole screen? Well, we can. Just look over here, one tap delete. And yeah, this guy is on highest tier map and we're basically rushing towards them and they deleted instantly. You probably guessed that we're using some broken Herald combinations, but no, we're actually affected by Herald of Thunder only right now and we don't even need it. Yes, I found a solution how to clear screens with just one button press, and it's super fast, it's super fun, and we always affected by charges. So honestly, we don't even need this Falling Thunder right now to clear enemies, because yeah, we clear screens with just Killing Palm, and Killing Palm is just broken. Let me explain. How I'm able to clear all screens with just one single button press? Well, to make this tech work, you just need to make sure you get enough power to one-shot basic monsters with Killing Palm. And I do, because I got 100% critical hit chance, it amplified by loads of extra damage. But even though Killing Palm got AoE tech, it's technically just one single target skill. At least it was, right before I dropped my next unique. It was Trample to Greaves. Yeah, this Greaves is pretty cool because it will apply overkill damage to nearby enemies. This means, for example, if I deal 110 damage to enemy with 100 HP, it will deal 30% of this 10 extra damage to nearby enemies, so it will deal 3 damage to nearby enemies. But it looks like even if you one-shot enemies with Killing Palm, it also applies this cool effect. And how I think it works? Well, cool is coded to deal 1 billion of damage, so no enemy can survive if they below certain life threshold. This means after one-shooting any white monster with my Killing Palm, it deals damage around and it's overkill damage. 30% of 1 million of damage, well, it's billions of damage around, and that's why all screens are destroyed. Again, 0 heralds, 0 extra stuff needed. I tested it with just Killing Palm equipped, and yeah, it works. Killing Palm and Trample to destroys screens. And it was time to prepare for bosses. Yeah, we don't need charge stuff, we don't need all other extra stuff. I can get rid out of most skills I don't use. It's time to test our power in Trials of Chaos. I easily destroy them with mostly Tempest Flurry and that's it basically, but also I added bunch of extra stuff on top. Hand of Chayula with Ailed Chime support gem and Mantra of Destruction. Idea is to generate combination and then hit enemies with Falling Thunder. After getting ascendancy points, I went into final fight. Okay, let's see. Oh no, that was bad, at least I got some defenses. I need to build like 40 combination at least. Oh, he's charging, I can stun him. Oh, just he's out. To actually need this... Oh my goodness. I messed up the combo. So yeah, as you can see, I messed up combination, but even without combination, it was enough to get a full ascendancy points. Problem that combination takes like a lot of time to actually pull off, and some bosses will never give you to pull out this combination, like Arbiter for example. And I decided to go to our good old Flicker Strike. Yeah, I kinda betrayed my legacy a little bit of Lightning God. Why not be Flicker God? My Flicker got 99% critical hit chance, and yeah, it's even without those globes that gave me critical hit chance, so I'm using basic ones. Now here's the problem, how we can generate power charges when we are in a boss fight, for example versus Arbiter of Ash. We got no chance to generate them beforehand. And here's the solution, this shield on my back. It makes lingering illusion stay for longer, so this illusion if you just run away will do nothing. But if we switch to a weapon set with this shield, well, we can run fast and generate power charges easily, just look over here. I'm doing the same stuff as before, but right now I'm running with a shield with extra duration and getting power charges for free, so technically I can do it before Arbiter fight. But what if I won't one-shot him? Well, yeah, that's why this method is pretty weird and I don't like it. Still, I decided to give it a try in my ultimate test against basic map boss. Again, basic enemies just melted with Killing Palm alone, we don't need any other skills. But before approaching map boss, I need to run left and then run right, make these lingering illusions, generate power charges and hope I will have enough time to actually activate my Flicker Strike when boss finishes his animation. So let's see if it works right here, right now. I'm doing my combination and this Flicker Strike just made like 1 million of damage. Just 1 million of damage, oh my goodness, that's a bad. And that's where like problems begin. So we can't generate power charges normally, I can generate them with my combination rotation, and that's actually what made me switch into my next version, yeah. I went for the good old Rattling Scepter tech, combined with Profane Ritual and Sacrifice Spirit buff. I was forced to sacrifice Herald of Thunder at this point, by the way, but we don't care too much. Now I can switch weapon set, sacrifice the skeletons, and they will give me power charges. Pretty good way to generate them, especially versus bosses. That's an ultimate test versus Dashed. I generated power charges before the fight, of course, and I'm ready, but I still need to generate combo to activate Mantra of Destruction, and using Killing Palm with pretty low attack speed, well, it's just complete mess. So I almost got one-shotted by weird critical strikes Dashed got, then I stunned him with my Flicker Strike combination, and he's still alive, so that's kinda problem, but we can switch back to skeletons, we can eat them, and then we can try to make our Flicker Strike again. Still, this guy just evaded my attacks, he trying to ambush me from the ground, and then when he's out, I'm getting ready for Flicker Strike again. But again, we can't activate Mantra of Destruction, so I was supposed to use basic Flicker Strike, doing almost 0 damage, and as you can see, we get a little bit of problems. If we're fighting versus Dashed like this, well, we can't actually defeat Arbiter. I mean, definitely we can defeat Arbiter, but with a skill, and I want to defeat him with one button tap. So after a little bit of testing and refining my strategy, well, we found this solution. Yeah, as you can see right now, I'm doing like 14 million of damage, almost 14 million of damage instantly. How it works? Well, instead of using Mantra of Destruction, which is completely useless in case you don't have any abilities to generate combination, I'm using Infernal Cry, or War Cry, basically this fire skill from Warrior. It gives me rage and also it gives me more fire attack power, especially in combination with this legendary shield. To test my endurance and mostly survival, I went into Delirium. Yeah, if you can't survive Delirium, it will be hard on Arbiter fight. And as you can see in Delirium encounter, we got completely no problems at tier 3 hardest difficulty encounter. There was only one single problem, and it's of course not my build, it's just a game, it decided to bamboozle me and basically bugged out, so this encounter stuck at this place basically, and I was not able to continue. Still, I defeated 13 stages, I guess we can easily defeat 15 with this build, and it's time to face our most important enemy. We are going to face Arbiter of Ash to see if this 100% critical hit chance monk can actually defeat him. These boots won't help me of course, but as you can see they are still on me, because I don't like to change gear. I think your build need to work no matter what without any swaps. And we are approaching the last fight, so I will leave a live commentary over here. Okie dokie, skeletons, give me a little bit of charges please. Okay, revive please guys, I need to activate my charge stuff. Where are you, skeletons? Come on, okay, here we are. Charge stuff. No skeletons, a little bit of power charges, and I just hope we can deal enough damage to at least move him into his second stage. Okay, it's Chayulov and Warcry, Warcry. Oh jeez. He is out. Oh no 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 no, come back my friend. Need to survive this. Okie dokie. He is transforming. I'm lucky. Circle's in a good place right now. Oh, that's not a good state. Okay. Oh, we survived. Great. Now you're out. Jeez, we did it, guys. We did it. It was a great build, honestly. It was really fun, and we got a Divine Orb as a reward. But I made this build even more broken, so if you want to see final endgame version I'm running right now, watch video on the screen right now, and see you in the next videos.